thoughts and make our own decisions. God made us like himself. We're made in his image. That means, think about God. God said, when he created the whole universe, the Bible says, God said, light be, and then light was. God spoke everything into existence. The Bible tells us very clearly that's how God created, by speaking. So if God creates the world by speaking, you and I are creating the world by our speaking as well. But they come from our thoughts. You have to change your thoughts first before you can change what you speak. Because out of the abundance of your heart, whatever's inside your heart in abundance, whatever you put into your heart will end up coming out by our speaking. That's how we speak. Our words shape the world we live in, because it's powerful. Words are powerful. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, the Bible says. So thoughts are very powerful. I don't know about you, but I never knew where my thoughts come from. I didn't know that I had control of my thoughts. I should say it that way. I never knew that God gave me the freedom to choose my own thinking. There's a scripture in the Bible, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3 to 5, that says, it says this, the weapons of our warfare, that we are in a war. There is a spiritual battle on our soul and our minds and our emotions and our feelings and all that stuff. It's a spiritual battle going on. So the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. That means they're not of this world. They're not natural, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. And it says, bringing into captivity every thought, making it obedience to Christ. It says casting down imaginations as well. That word means cast down any imagination, any thought, any pretense, any high thought that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Then you bring into captivity every thought to make it obedience to Christ. What is that telling us? God's telling us that we can cast down every bad thought. If there's a negative thought that comes into my mind, I can cast it out. Every thought that I have and you have, I don't take ownership of it because there are negative things around us. There's evil spirits that can suggest, that can put a thought in our mind. And just because I have a bad evil thought, it doesn't mean I own it. I'm not going to take it on board. I can cast it out. So no, I'm not going to think that way. That's a negative thought. I get rid of that evil thought. That's selfish. That's greedy, or that's bad. That's hateful. I'm going to get rid of that thought. I can choose to think my own thoughts. I want to encourage you that you have the God-given ability to choose your own thoughts. Now, if you don't believe that, then you won't be able to do it, because it's all connected to your faith. It's connected to your belief, because God created you and I that way. I remember speaking to a lady many, many years ago, and she was being abused by her boyfriend at the time. And I'm talking about physically abusing, bashing her, emotional manipulation, all the bad stuff that you shouldn't have in a relationship. But she didn't know any better. She thought no one else would love her like he would. She didn't feel that she's worthy enough for someone else's love to love her properly. So she thought, who else is going to love me? Who else is going to want me? So she feared loneliness so much that she stayed with this guy. And I used to say to her, you need to leave this guy. This guy's not good for you. He's just bad news. You can do better. God has someone better for you. But you have to let him go. But she used to say, but I can't, Leo. I can't. No, but I can't. I just can't do it. I just can't. Over and over. I used to say to her, you know what? The only reason why you can't is because you say you can't. If you keep saying you can't, you're limiting yourself. You're putting the ceiling on your own life because you're saying you can't. Because you believe you can't. You speak in it, you can't. Therefore, you are confessing you can't. And then you limit yourself for your own unbelief. And I said, you've got to just believe you can. Eventually, she trusted me and she actually did it. She got to the place where she believed and she left him. And God gave her a beautiful husband, an amazing man of God. And God gave him a beautiful family. And all I'm saying is, if we don't believe that we can cast out bad thoughts, negative thoughts, that we can't choose our own thinking, then we're always at the mercy of whatever thoughts come our way. So we need to be able to believe we can cast the bad thoughts down. We can think positive thoughts. We can say, no, that's a bad thought. I'm not going to take that. I'm going to cast it out. Who's in control? You are. God gave you the freedom, the God-given ability to choose your own thought. Don't think that you're at the mercy of whatever comes. Whatever thought comes my way, if it's negative, and then our brain thinks like strings. One string hits that string to another string. Before you know it, you're down this pathway. You don't even know, why am I thinking this thought for? This is crazy. How did I get here? It's because it just ricocheted to the next bad negative thought. But you can catch yourself, realize, hang on, that's a negative thought. I'm not going to do that, and stop it. And you can do better than that. Thanks for listening. Thanks.